Good morning po.
Good morning.
Welcome to DPWH Sorsogon 2nd District Engineering Office, Payawin, Gubat, Sorsogon. Scheduled for today's opening of bid is one INFRA project, 24FL0031, Rehabilitation, Major Repair of Permanent Bridges, Tiris Bridge, B00360LZ, along Junction Gubat Prieto Diaz Road, and Rangas Bridge, B00186LZ, along Irosin to San Roque to Bulusan Lake Road, Cluster 14. Location of this project is Gubat, Sorsogon and Irosin, Sorsogon. Present here today, today is July 30, 2024, and present here are the following: Erwin S. Encinares, back Vice Chairman; Chloe F. Valeros, back member; Levi Pura Jr., back member; Bernadette D. Laguna, head PWG; Leia E. Fontanares, back member; Glenn L. Inicio, back secretariat; Nathaniel B. Alegre, back secretariat; Rebecca D. Labalan, back secretariat; Maricel Isico, back secretariat; Dian E. Albay, IT representative; and Ruby Ann Miao, back secretariat. Meron na po tayong quorum, Vice Chair, Mr. Vice Chair, and wala po tayong representative from contractor.
Thank you and good morning. Since a quorum was declared, as the Vice Chairman, I call this opening of bids to order.
May we request the back secretariat to please retrieve their bids from the bid box. Meron po tayong 9 bidders who submitted manually and wala pong nag-submit through our electronic submission. For this project, 24FL0031, we have an approved ABC of 24,500,000 pesos only and a contract duration of 154 calendar days. Ito po ang kanilang bids, properly labeled, sealed, and signed. May we request the back secretariat to please open their bids. Prior din po sa pag-submit nila ng bids ay chine-check na po ito ng ating back secretariat. For the 9 bidders who submitted manually, we have SBM Builder from Iligan City, Solera Construction and Supply, from Daraga, Albay, Winmore Construction and Supply, from Legazpi City, Raji Moon Construction from Legazpi City, Van Vil Construction and Supply from Benguet, TJ Construction from Legazpi City, 3G Builder and Supplies from Bontot, Legazpi City, Elpos Construction and Supply from Santo Domingo, Albay, and Legazpi Premium Development Corporation from Cabangan, Legazpi City. Mr. Vice Chair, ito na po ang kanilang technical proposal. May we request the back secretariat to simultaneously process their eligibility requirements through our civil works application. Okay na po ba ang checklist? Okay na po ba ang checklist? Okay po. Let's start opening their technical proposal. First bidder for 24FL0031 is SBM Builder. Bid securing declaration, signed and notarized. Contractor's organizational chart for the contract, signed. Qualification of key personnel supposed to be assigned to the contract, signed. List of contractors' key personnel to be assigned to the contract with their qualification data, signed. Statement of availability of key personnel, signed. For project manager. For project manager, we have Salaman D. Mangkal, the second, signed and notarized, affidavit of commitment to work on the contract, with valid ID. For project engineer, affidavit of commitment to work on the contract, signed and notarized. Nam Roden J. Mirato, with attached valid ID and report of rating. May report of rating. For materials engineer, we have affidavit of commitment to work on the contract, signed and notarized. Philip E. Adolfo, with attached valid ID and certificate of accreditation as materials engineer 2. Affidavit of commitment to work on the contract for foreman. For construction safety and health, attached valid ID. List of contractors, major construction and laboratory equipment units to be assigned to the contract, supported by certification of availability, signed, with statement of availability, signed and notarized, with supporting documents, proof of ownership, yes, with list of contractors' minimum material testing equipment units to be assigned to the contract, supported by certification of availability, signed, with supporting documents, omnibus sworn statement, signed and notarized. Next bidder for 24FL0031 is Van Veen Construction and Supply. Van Veen. Bid securing declaration, signed and notarized. Pickup license. Project organizational chart, signed. List of contractors' key personnel to be assigned to the contract with their qualification data. Key personnel's affidavit of commitment to work on the contract for project manager. Next is for project engineer. We have Dari F. Kaliwanagan, with attached valid ID and report of rating. So, accredited as PPE. Nasa DO 128. Number 108. Next is for materials engineer. Key personal's affidavit of commitment to work on the contract, signed and notarized. We have Gaynor T. Yamoyam with attached valid ID and certificate of accreditation as materials engineer 1. Valid. Key person's affidavit of commitment to work on the contract for foreman. Valid ID, and for safety and health officer, ID. Next is list of equipment owned or leased and or under purchase agreement pledged to the proposed contract. May provision na din for material testing. Signed with supporting documents. Statement of availability of major equipment. Omnibus sworn statement. Signed and notarized. Affidavit of site inspection. NFCC. Integrity pledge. Next bidder is Rajin Moon Construction. Contractor's organizational chart for the contract, signed. Bid securing declaration, signed and notarized. List of contractors' key personnel to be assigned to the contract with their qualification data. For project manager, affidavit of commitment, notarized. Valid ID. For project engineer, affidavit with ID, notarized. With provisional project engineer, Jan Timbreza, affidavit with notarized, signed, with valid ID and report of rating, accredited as PPE, with affidavit of commitment to work on the contract for materials engineer, Marlon L. Rionico, signed and notarized, with valid ID and accreditation identification card as MP1 and certificate of accreditation as MP1, valid. Key personal's affidavit of commitment to work on the contract for construction foreman with valid ID, notarized, and for safety officer, notarized with training. Keepers for first aider, signed, notarized, with ID. List of contractors, major construction and laboratory equipment units to be assigned to the contract, supported by certification of availability. Signed. List of minimum material testing equipment. Signed. With supporting documents. Statement of availability. Omnibus sworn statement, signed and notarized. Additional technical requirements, signed, notarized. Affidavit of site inspection, integrity pledge. Next bidder is Binmore Construction and Supply. Bid securing declaration, signed and notarized. Contractor's organizational chart for the contract, signed. List of contractors' key personnel to be assigned to the contract with their qualification data. Statement of availability. Key personal's affidavit of commitment to work on the contract. For project manager, signed and notarized with valid ID. For project engineer, signed and notarized with valid ID. For provisional project engineer, we have Ken Lloyd G. Arnoco, signed and notarized with valid ID and report with attached report of rating as PPE. For materials engineer, we have Mark Eric M. Acorda, signed and notarized with valid ID and certificate of accreditation, valid, as Materials Engineer 1. Key personnel's affidavit of commitment to work on the contract for construction foreman, signed and notarized with ID. For safety officer, signed and notarized with training. For first aider, signed and notarized with ID. List of contractors, major construction and laboratory equipment units to be assigned to the contract, supported by certification of availability. Signed. List of minimum material testing equipment, signed. With supporting documents. Omnibus sworn statement, signed and notarized. Additional technical requirements, affidavit of site inspection, integrity pledge. Next is Elpos Construction and Supply. Bid securing declaration, signed and notarized. Contractor's organizational chart for the contract, signed. Contractor certificate of key personnel for the contract with list, signed. Statement of availability of key personnel. Key personnel's affidavit of commitment to work on the contract. For project manager, signed and notarized with ID, valid ID. For project engineer, Peterson B. Fernandez, signed and notarized with valid ID. For provisional project engineer is Faye Ann A. Santiago, signed and notarized with attached report of rating accredited as PPE with valid PRC license. For materials engineer, we have Catherine Shane B. Year, signed and notarized with valid ID and certificate of accreditation, valid as MP1. Construction foreman, affidavit, signed and notarized. First aider, affidavit. Affidavit for safety officer, signed and notarized. List of equipment, owned or leased and or under purchase agreements, pledged to the proposed contract, signed. With statement of availability of major construction and laboratory equipment unit. List of laboratory materials, testing equipment, signed. With attached proof of ownership for equipment. Omnibus sworn statement. Signed and notarized. Additional technical requirements. Affidavit of site inspection, integrity pledge. Next bidder is 3G Builder and Supplies. 3G. Pickup license. Bid securing declaration, signed and notarized. Contractor's organizational chart for the contract, signed. List of contractors' key personnel to be assigned to the contract with their qualification data, signed. Key personnel's affidavit of commitment to work on the contract for project engineer, manager, signed and notarized with qualification data and ID, valid ID. Affidavit, key personnel's affidavit of commitment to work on the contract for project engineer is Christopher Darcy P. Frame, with qualification data, and valid ID, with attached report of rating, accredited as PPE, Christopher Darcy P. Prim. P-R-I-M. Hindi pa baka nasa first, nasa first DO. DO 126. 126. So where is the For materials engineer, affidavit of commitment to work on the contract for Richard N. Manaog, signed and notarized with qualification data and valid ID, including certificate of accreditation as materials engineer 1, valid. Affidavit of commitment to work on the contract for foreman, signed and notarized with qualification data. For safety officer, signed and notarized with qualification data. For first aider, signed and notarized with qualification data. List of contractors, major construction and laboratory equipment units to be assigned to the contract, supported by certification of availability. Signed with statement of availability with attached supporting documents for equipment. Omnibus sworn statement, signed and notarized. Affidavit of site inspection, additional technical requirements, integrity pledge. Next bidder is Legazpi Commune Development Corporation with securing declaration, signed and notarized. Contractor's organizational chart for the contract. List of key personnel to be assigned to the contract with their qualification data. Key personnel's affidavit of commitment to work on the contract. For project manager, signed and notarized. Qualification data. For project engineers, affidavit of commitment to work on the contract. We have Menelio G. Gigantone with signed and notarized DO 126, accredited as EPE. Attached valid ID. Menelio. For materials engineer, we have Rafael M. Sarmiento with affidavit of commitment, signed and notarized with certificate of accreditation as materials engineer 2, valid ID, and affidavit of commitment to work on the contract for foreman, signed and notarized with I4 safety officer, signed and notarized. List of contractors, major construction and laboratory equipment units to be assigned to the contract, supported by certification of availability. Signed with attached proof of ownership or supporting documents. Availability of the minimum material testing equipment. List of contractors, laboratory equipment units to be assigned to the contract, supported by certification of availability. Signed with attached proof of ownership. Omnibus sworn statement, signed and notarized. Secretary certificate. Next is Solera Construction and Supply. With securing declaration, signed and notarized. Contractor's organizational chart for the contract. Signed. List of contractors' key personnel to be assigned to the contract with their qualification data. Key personnel's affidavit of commitment to work on the contract for project manager. Signed and notarized. Qualification data. Key personnel's affidavit of commitment to work on the contract. For project engineer, we have James Huxley B. Villarosa. Affidavit, signed and notarized. With valid ID and with attached report of rating, accredited as PPE. Key personnel's affidavit of commitment to work on the contract. For materials engineer, we have Manny L. Lindo, signed and notarized. With attached certificate of accreditation as materials engineer 1, valid. Key personnel's affidavit of commitment to work on the contract. For construction foreman, signed and notarized. For report of rating. February 8, 2024, baka sa last year. For safety officers, affidavit of commitment, signed and notarized, with attached qualification data. List of contractors, major construction and laboratory equipment units to be assigned to the contract, supported by certification of availability. Signed, with attached proof of ownership, and other supporting documents for equipment. Omnibus sworn statements, signed and notarized. Additional technical requirements. Last bidder for 24FL0031 is UJ Construction. Bid securing declaration, signed and notarized. Contractor's organizational chart for the contract, signed. List of contractors' key personnel to be assigned to the contract with their qualification data. Key personnel's affidavit of commitment to work on the contract. For project manager, signed and notarized. For project engineer, we have Froilan O. Conmigo, signed and notarized, with attached valid ID and report of rating. Accredited as PPE. Affidavit of commitment, Conmigo, to work on the contract. For materials engineer, we have Regel A. Bordeos, signed and notarized, with certificate of accreditation as MP1, with attached valid ID. The personnel's affidavit of commitment to work on the contract. For construction foreman, signed and notarized. For safety officer, signed and notarized. List of contractors, major construction and laboratory equipment units to be assigned to the contract, supported by certification of availability, signed, with proof of ownership. Omnibus sworn statement, signed and notarized. Affidavit of inspection, site inspection, construction methods. Mr. Chair, we have finished opening their technical proposal, and I have here with me the result of their eligibility requirements processed through our Civil Works application, and upon careful evaluation po, Mr. Vice Chair, it was found that all 9 bidders pass their eligibility requirements.
Since all bidder passed the eligibility and technical requirements, proceed now to the opening of their financial proposal.
May we request the back secretariat to please open their financial proposal. Mr. Vice Chair, let us proceed opening their financial proposal. First bidder for 24 FL 0031 is SBM Building. Bid form, bill of quantity, detailed estimates, summary of bid prices, summary of unit prices, cash flow. Bid amount of SBM Builder is 24,256,218 and 3 centavos. 24,256,218.02 with no offer discount. Next bidder is Van Veen Construction and Supply. Bid form, summary of bid prices, bill of quantities, detailed estimates, summary of unit prices, cash flow. Bid amount of Van Veen Construction and Supply is 23,765,947 pesos and 53 centavos only. 23,765,947 pesos and 53 centavos only. 147 with no offer discount. Next bidder is Raji Moon Construction. bid form, bill of quantities, detailed estimates, summary of bid prices, summary of unit prices, cash flow. Bid amount of Moon Construction is 23,973,262 pesos and 71 centavos only. 23,973,262 pesos and 71 centavos only. With no offer discount. Next bidder, we have Bidmore Construction and Supply. Bid form, bill of quantities, detailed estimates, summary of bid prices, summary of unit prices, cash flow. Bid amount is 23,767,906 pesos and 08 centavos only. 23,767,906 pesos and 08 centavos. 767,906.08. With no offer discount. Next bidder, we have Elpos Construction and Supply. Bid form, bill of quantities, detailed estimates, summary of bid prices, summary of unit prices, cash flow. Bid amount of Elpos Construction and Supply is 23,862,836 pesos and 79 centavos. 23,862,836 pesos and 79 centavos. With no offer discount. Next bidder is 3G Builders and Supplies. Bid form, bill of quantities, detailed estimates, summary of bid prices, summary of unit prices, cash flow. Bid amount of 3G Builder and Supplies is 24,111,381 pesos and 98 centavos. Tama, 24,111,300. With no offer discount. Next bidder, LPDC or Legazpi Premium Development Corporation. Bid form, summary of bid prices, bill of quantities, detailed estimates, summary of unit prices, cash flow. Bid amount is 24,800,063 pesos and 65 centavos only, with a discount of 3% from the bid amount. 24,800,063 and 24,008,063.65. 063.65 less 3% wrong. Next bidder, we have Solera, Construction and Supply, bid form, summary of bid prices, bill of quantities, detailed estimates, summary of unit prices, cash flow. Bid amount of Solera is 24,083,502 pesos and 95 centavos. 24,083,502 with no offer discount. Next bidder is QJ Construction. Bid form, summary of bid prices, bill of quantities, detailed estimates, summary of unit prices, cash flow. Bid amount ni QJ is 23,802,711 pesos and 25 centavos. 23,802 with no offer discount. Mr. Vice Chair, we have finished opening the bids for today, scheduled for today po.
Okay, reminders that all submitted documents will undergo bid evaluation. The Hope reserves the right to reject any bids that are a failure of bidding or not award a contract in the situations under Section 41 in the Implementing Rules and Regulation of Republic Act 9184. And for the compliance under Section 32 of the IRR of RA 9184, the members of the back staff and personnel, Secretariat and TWG as well as observers are prohibited from making or accepting any communication with any bidder regarding the evaluation of their bids until the issuance of the notice of award. However, the Back-to-Rate Secretariat may ask in writing the bidder for a clarification of its bid, and all responses to request for clarification shall be made in writing. Okay, is there any question? Okay, hearing none, and we have no other matters to discuss. This bid opening is now